Hey everyone, Miss Reimer here with Music Teacher Message. So today is the first day of our alphabet instrument video series, and so we're starting with the letter A. And if you didn't catch last week's video, I'll link it up there. But in 2020, we're going to go through the entire alphabet from A to Z and cover lots of different instruments, all starting with each letter of the alphabet. So today we're starting with the letter A, and today's instrument is the alto saxophone. So I had a couple of good choices, but I decided to start with alto saxophone and go from there. So the alto saxophone is like the beginning size saxophone. There are several different sizes, but if you are a 5th grader or 6th grader in beginning band and you play saxophone, the size you play is the alto. And from there, in middle school, sometimes saxophone players are switched to tenors, which are a little bit bigger and a little lower sounding. And then the other two, like, more common sizes would be the soprano saxophone, which is going to be smaller and higher than the alto, and then the baritone saxophone, which is the largest of the four, and sometimes it's called the bari sax. So from smallest to largest, it goes soprano, alto, tenor, bari. Today I wanted to cover the alto, so I'm going to kind of alternate putting it together and playing and talking to you about it and that kind of stuff, and just kind of mix things up. So it comes in a case that looks something kind of like this, and there are several different pieces to it, and we're going to go through each of those pieces and how it fits together and everything like that. So the biggest piece is the body of the saxophone, and mine has this little plastic piece that goes in there just to kind of keep the shape. And then we have the neck, which is like that, and it goes in, and then there's a little screw in there, just to kind of keep it at the right angle that you want it at. Then we have the mouthpiece, which looks like this, and then it fits onto the neck. So the neck has a piece of cork right here, and that's how the mouthpiece fits onto it. Then we have a ligature, and this is a very similar setup to a clarinet, and the ligature goes onto the mouthpiece, and its job is to hold the reed in place. And a reed looks like this, and that is what vibrates, and that's like how you get the sound out of a saxophone. And it's made out of cane, and so it's basically like wood, and it's clean and smooth and everything, but you have to wet it down in your mouth before you can put it onto the mouthpiece. So I'm also going to get out my neck strap, and I'm going to get that set up while I'm soaking my reed. Now, neck straps have a little like hook on it, and then there's a little ring on the saxophone, and then it just kind of hooks on like so. And it's just kind of a safety. It kind of helps support it while you're playing, but also it kind of helps, you know, if you were to drop it or something. yeah. So anyway, neck strap is there to kind of help you to balance it. All right, so my reed is nice and wet now. I'm going to put it onto the mouthpiece, and it goes in between the mouthpiece and the ligature. And so you have to line it up. Reeds are very finicky, and if they're not on straight, or if they get a little bit chipped, they sound absolutely awful. They also sound bad if they're too dry, if you've been playing on it too long. There's all kinds of weird things that happen with reeds. But once it's on, then I can play. So I am mainly a clarinet player, and I love playing the saxophone. It is a ton of fun. You can play all kinds of really great music on this. For me, as just a personal note, it's always a little tricky for me because clarinet mouthpieces go into your mouth kind of like at this angle, and saxophones are a little more straight in, and it always feels just a little bit awkward for me. But when I noticed that, I'm like, I should probably practice this more. But anyway, so saxophone is tons of fun. Again, this is the alto saxophone, which is like the more beginner, you know, size. And that's not to say that anyone playing the alto is a beginner. Definitely not. Some people just fall in love with the alto and they stick with it. Some people start on alto and then decide that they want to play lower notes or higher notes or whatever, and then that could be why they switch. But alto is kind of the more standard size, I think. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed today's video with the alto saxophone. Next week will be the letter B. So if you have a guess of what instrument starts with the letter B that you think I'm going to do next week, in the comments, please put your guess right now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.